Hello, today we'll learn how we can deploy and scale an application in Red Hat OpenShift Kubernetes cluster. So this is the agenda. I'll deploy an application from JIT. We'll use an OpenShift command line interface, and we will explore logs and events that are generated. We'll also explore some metrics and dashboards that are available, and we'll then scale an application. So Red Hat OpenShift on IBM Cloud provides it provides fully managed OpenShift clusters running on highly scalable and reliable cloud IBM Cloud platform, and this is managed environment which allows you to focus on developing and managing your application while the infrastructure is totally managed by IBM. So in today's lab we'll discuss the basics of Red Hat OpenShift on IBM Cloud using real world scenarios. So what we are going to do is we'll deploy a sample healthcare application, and which includes a web console and a command line interface. Okay, and I'll show you the diagram. So this is the architecture of the solution that we are going to deploy. So it's going to be deployed on the IBM Cloud, and the front end will be Node.js. This is the Red Hat OpenShift cluster, and we are going to use Docker, which is source to image. Okay, and this will be the front end. Okay, so we'll go through it on the IBM console, and we'll show you from there. I'm logged into the management console, and as you can see, I have one cluster that is available. Let me open the dashboard. Okay, so we'll deploy an application onto this cluster. So first of all, we'll create a project. So under home, projects, okay, we'll create a project which is patient info. Okay, and I'll give the name same over here, patient info, and I'll click on create. Okay, I've added some description, and I'll click on create. We'll wait for a while until it gets created. And yeah, the application is got created now. You can see the overview, which shows the active state and all the information over here. Since the utility we don't have anything deployed, so its utilization, CPU utilization, memory, it shows not available since none of the metrics are available. Let's go to the details page. It's gonna show the details like display name and description. Okay, and this is the YAML file, YAML content of the project. It's loading. So this is the YAML file, and under workloads, we can deploy a workload. So since our project is from JIT, click on it. Okay, so this is the import from JIT. I'll put down a JIT URL over here. So once you put the JIT repository URL, it will show if it is successful, we validate it or not. I'll move down to the advanced JIT option where we'll provide the context directory. So I'm going to provide this Red Hat OpenShift on IBM Cloud and Node 2 SI as a context directory over here. Okay, so after you put down this context directory, you need to, sometimes what happens is that when this it checks out from this Git repository, sometimes it fails. So in that case, you should provide your Git username and password. Already done that. So moving to the next step, we'll select Node.js from over here, and yeah, application name we'll keep it as this. Let's paste it. The application name will keep it as patient UI. Okay, and under the name we'll put this node. Just remember that this is correctly mentioned. There are no spaces and over there. Also just validate this context directory. This also looks good. Okay, so keep all other options as default. Okay, and we'll click on create. Wait for a while until it loads the final page after it creates the application. So yeah, it is creating the application, and I think it got completed. So once you click on this, okay, it's gonna show you that it's waiting for the build. So you can see the progress bar is moving, and you can also click on view logs in order to view the logs, like what's happening behind the scenes. So as you can see, it is copying blob and storing signatures. I will pause this video until it successfully creates this application. It successfully deploys this application. So yeah, after some time you will see this message push successful, and under the details you can see the status as complete. Okay, and let's click on the environment. So if you move back to the topology section, it will show that the application is running. Okay, and if you scroll a little bit down, you can see the routes. So this is the URL through which you can access this application. So I'm gonna open it in a new window and we'll see. So yeah, I have opened this application, and as you can see, it is accessible now. Let's log in to this application using admin URL and click on sign in. So it should show the sign in page. So we can say that the application is currently deployed and it is working fine. Now let's now you have learned how you can deploy an application on a cluster in OpenShift using IBM Cloud. Now I'll show you how you can scale. So what we are going to do next is we'll configure the auto scaling, and we'll create some load, and we'll see how pods are going to get auto scaled. So now we'll edit the YAML file of our project, which is patient info. So what I've done is I've switched on to the administrator mode. Okay, under the projects, I've opened this patient info project from the list of projects, and under the YAML section we'll edit the resources section over here in YAML file. Okay, so just to be somewhere over here. Sorry, there is a correction. We don't need to edit this project file, but if you navigate to the under the workloads in deployment section, click on OpenShift. So you need to update this file. Okay, the content on this file. So let's check for the resources section. It should be somewhere over here. Okay, I'm scrolling up. So we'll navigate to line number 152. You can find the resources section over here. We are gonna paste we just remove these resources and we'll paste it. Okay, we need to properly indent it. So once it is properly indented, we'll we'll save and reload it. It's showing an error over here. No, it's incorrect type. Okay, let me see. Okay, looks like this is the subsection. Okay, now it looks good. So what we are going to do is we will save it and we'll reload it. Okay. So yeah, we can see that our contents are successfully saved and it is also reloaded. Now we'll configure an horizontal pod autoscaler. So under workloads, if you navigate to horizontal pod autoscalers, click on create pod autoscaler. Okay, this will show you the YAML file. So what we are going to do is just replace the YAML file with the one which I pasted in the video link. So yeah, I pasted this YAML file for configuration of horizontal pod scaler, and as you can see over here, this is the kind of the horizontal pod autoscaler, and this is the metadata which contains name and namespace. This is a specification where we are providing the kind as deployment and name as this one, OpenShift. Minimum replica is 1 and maximum is 10, so it's gonna scale up to 10. And what kind of resource and this CPU utilization, this is the metric on which it's gonna perform the scaling. So based on the CPU utilization, if average CPU utilization is 1, okay, then it's gonna scale to 10. So I'll click on create now. Okay, it is showing namespaces example health not found. So looks like we need to correct that namespace. I've changed the namespace to patient info, which is matching with the project name. I'll click on create now. Okay, got it. It looks like this needs one tab over here, and then click on create. Okay, great. It got created. Yep. look good. Let's reload it. Okay. Okay, so after we configure the auto scaler, as you can see it is now showing auto scale to 1. Okay, since we are not having much CPU utilization, so let's create some load on CPU and see the auto scaling on the fly. As you can see, I have executed this command. Okay, that is going to create some load, which is while sleep 1 do call, and this is the URL of my application /info, and done. So what it's gonna do is it will continuously call this URL and create a load. So that's gonna create a simultaneous load which will invoke the auto scaling, and it's gonna create some more pods. It will scale to 10. Let's wait for a few minutes and let's see. Okay, so after creating the load, as you can see it has auto scaled to 10. Okay, since we have created a lot of load using that load script, and using horizontal pods autoscalers, we saw how we can auto scale a Node.js app that is running on OpenShift Kubernetes. Thanks for watching the video.